Let me ask you something. Have you ever been told to just stay positive while your chest felt heavy, your mind was exhausted, and smiling felt like an outright lie? Maybe you lost your job, or a relationship ended, or you're just struggling to get out of bed, and someone with the best intentions told you to look on the bright side. Here's the truth no one warns you about. Positivity becomes toxic the moment it's used to silence your pain. In today's hyper-curated self-help culture, we're obsessed with manifesting happiness and vibing higher. But what if that constant pressure to be on is actually keeping you stuck, numb, and unhealed? Today on Inspire Native, we're uncovering the hidden cost of toxic positivity, why it's quietly damaging our collective mental health, and most importantly, how to truly heal yourself without pretending everything's okay. Stay until the end, because we're going to look at a 4-step framework for radical honesty that will change the way you look at your negative emotions forever. First, let's get clear. Toxic positivity isn't the same as optimism. Optimism is hope. Toxic positivity is forced optimism. It's the excessive and ineffective overgeneralization of a happy, optimistic state across all situations. It's the denial, minimization, and invalidation of the authentic human emotional experience. Think about these phrases. Everything happens for a reason. Others have it worse. Happiness is a choice. On the surface, they sound supportive, but psychologically, they send a dangerous, subperceptual message. Your pain is inconvenient. Your emotions are a failure of character. You should hide your truth to be accepted. Research in clinical psychology shows that emotional suppression, the act of pushing down bad feelings, actually increases physiological stress. When you tell your brain, "I'm not allowed to feel sad," your nervous system goes into overdrive trying to manage that suppressed energy. Emotions don't die just because you ignore them. They go underground, and they always come back with a louder voice. So, what happens when we live in a good vibes only bubble? There are 4 major costs to your soul. 1, emotional invalidation and gaslighting. When you're told to be grateful while you're hurting, you start to gaslight yourself. You think, "Am I crazy for feeling this way?" You stop trusting your own internal compass. When you lose trust in your feelings, you lose trust in yourself. 2, the shame spiral. Toxic positivity creates a shame layer. You aren't just sad. Now you're ashamed that you're sad. You think, "Why can't I just manifest my way out of this like that influencer on TikTok?" This shame creates a wall of isolation. You stop reaching out because you don't want to be the negative person in the room. 3, delayed healing, the spiritual bypass. True healing requires processing. Pain processed becomes wisdom. Pain avoided becomes trauma. By jumping straight to a positive takeaway before sitting with the hurt, you're just putting a band-aid over an infected wound. It looks clean on the outside, but it's getting worse underneath. 4, real burnout. Smiling through the pain doesn't make you strong. It makes you exhausted. This is why we see so many high-achieving, positive people suddenly hit a wall and crash. They didn't run out of energy. They ran out of the ability to pretend. Let's look at the science. Your brain didn't evolve to be happy 24/7. It evolved to keep you alive. And for that, every emotion has a biological purpose. Sadness is a signal to slow down and process a loss. Anger is a boundary protector. It tells you when something is unfair. Fear is your internal alarm system for danger. Guilt helps you stay aligned with your social values. When you block these signals, it's like cutting the wires to your car's dashboard because you don't like the low oil light. The light goes off, but the engine is still going to seize. In therapy, there's a famous saying, you can't selectively numb. When you numb the sadness, you accidentally numb your capacity for true joy too. To feel the heights of happiness, you must be willing to sit in the depths of your sorrow. Healing isn't about feeling good, it's about feeling honestly. So how do we break this cycle? How do we heal without the fake affirmations? Here is your 4-step framework for radical authenticity. Step 1, replace stay positive with stay present. Next time you feel a heavy emotion, don't try to fix it. Just sit with it. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now without judgment? Presence heals more than positivity ever will. Step 2. Name the emotion to tame the emotion. Brain scans show that simply labeling an emotion reduces the activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. Say it out loud. I feel overwhelmed, or I feel lonely. By naming it, you move from being the emotion to observing it. Step 3. Validate before you motivate. If a friend was crying, you wouldn't immediately scream, "Be positive," at them. Treat yourself with that same grace. Say to yourself, "It makes sense that I feel this way right now." Give yourself permission to be a human being before you try to be a successful being. Step 4. Choose compassion over pressure. You don't need to fix yourself because you aren't broken. You're navigating a complex world with a complex heart. Healing is often slow, messy, and non-linear, and that is perfectly okay. If this video resonated with you, it's not because you're negative, it's because you're tired of the act. You're allowed to heal without pretending. You're allowed to be a work in progress. If you believe that emotional truth is more powerful than forced positivity, hit that like button. It helps this message reach people who are currently drowning in good vibes and need a lifeline of reality. Subscribe to Inspire Native for more deep dives into the psychology of growth. And before you go, I want to hear from you in the comments. What is one emotion you've been told to ignore or stay positive about? Let's create a space where it's safe to be real. Remember, the strongest thing you can be is honest. I'm Inspire Native, and I'll see you in the next one.